Gacrix 1 has almost everything it needs to begin the construction of rockets and their associated launchers, so our work is even more cut out for us than usual. Hello Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series, where I would like to double check one very important thing. Yes, that's what it was. Alright, clear and reset. So I had already set these up for import here, which is why this thing is completely full, and none of the others would transmit. Thank you to my commenters for pointing that out, because I just, for some reason, when I was setting that up, I didn't see that they were in the tower right next door. So, that situation has been solved. Also, we did have some great discussion about the ray receivers. I don't know that my understanding of it is sufficient to actually go back and, teach exactly how to interpret it, but my initial interpretation was correct, that the new ray receivers that I built were not helpful, but they may be helpful in the future. It's just a matter of expanding the production power of the Dyson Swarm. So we'll get to that a little bit later on. For now, one of my main concerns is continuing with this process here. So right now, let's see, I think I had this set up. Yeah. This would be relatively easily fixed. That was where the glass was going to come in, so we just need to set up glass from this station instead. Like so. And with any luck... Okay, it looks like it's arched a little bit weirdly. Will you work that way? Yes, you will. Perfect. Alright, so now we have the glass coming down properly, which means the only thing that we need for these is to build the Casimir crystals. Now, the Casimir crystals are a special recipe. They have a basic recipe that is much more complicated, but the special recipe uses the optimized, or the optical grading crystal, the graphene, and hydrogen, all of which I have on this planet already. So I don't have hydrogen exporting anywhere, but the main thing that I want to do is make sure that I have enough of these to support a steady production of these. So let's begin. First of all, we're going to have the Casimir crystals created over here, which is completely fine. I am still somewhat setting everything up in such a way, as I have on other planets recently, in such a way that... Ooh, this research project is about to finish. That's going to be really nice. I'm doing it in such a way that I can expand around the entire planet and have a belt going around the entire planet if I have to. I'm not starting out that way, but I will have that option available to me if needed. Alright, so now logistic stations will automatically stack cargo a little bit, which is fantastic. Actually, that reminds me, let me look at something really quick. Yeah, so that is the cargo stack ability there. I was curious if it actually differentiated between cargo stacking and cargo piling, because there are the sorters, and they have the ability to grab more than one item in a stack, but then the piling is, of course, what we've been doing a lot of in this series that I've had a little bit more trouble with because it's a newer mechanic, and I've talked about it in the past, and I was curious if it was actually treated as a separate thing, but it's not. So that what that means now is that all of the resources coming out of all of my logistic stations should be visibly piled, basically, and we'll take a look and make sure that's actually the case in the coming moments. But for now, I need 3 resources. I need my graphene, I need my optical grading crystal, and I need my hydrogen. What would be the best way to get this down here? First of all, what are we already getting down here? Alright, none of those. I think I have graphene. Yes, so graphene is coming out this way. So what I can do is either... Yeah, this is fairly straightforward, actually. Yep, you can see it. They're stacked. Fantastic. So that's going to make everything more efficient. Let's find the exact line that they need to travel on. Okay, needs to be right about here. Also, do I have no more conveyor belts at all? I'm guessing that's a result of having done so much work. Yeah, okay. I don't have conveyor belts because of the sheer amount of conveyor belts that I've been building for other purposes. Specifically with all rummy. But not just that. I've had a lot going on. Yeah, we're gonna have to hide a lot of this iron deposit, and I hate it. Because it's a good iron deposit, but there's plenty more to be found, so I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Alright, so we have a second resource belt and a third resource belt, and this is why we will need to get some more conveyor belts, because there's no way that I have enough right now to get all of this built. But it's getting closer. Alright, so now I can go ahead and expand this out. I'm going to go ahead and say that I want 9 of them, which it looks like I did just about the right amount of space for that. That worked out well. So if I use... That looks like right about here is good. And then there is good. Oh, that's perfect. So that powers all of them. Now, obviously, there's no output yet, but we'll get there. So the next order of business is probably to go get more conveyor belts, but I can try to at least get one of these resources fed. It doesn't matter which line I connect here, really. All right, it's this one. Actually, yeah, there will be enough for me to connect maybe even 2 of them. And I could, in theory, I could build some more. What would it take? Iron? Yeah, let's go ahead and get some more building in my inventory, because I'll have to go get some more from Alpha Andromedae 2 shortly. But if I can have some kind of building up in my replicator while I'm working on this in a way that enables me to get more done faster, then, you know, I'm going to do that. Already done it once or twice in the series. Why not keep the trend going? Alright, so now we have this stack, or this splitter, sending stuff down that way. And that is great. Alright, it's already backed up. I was expecting to see that. So now what I need is optical grading crystal, which is also right here, funny enough. So I imagine actually if I... trying to figure out the best place to put a splitter here to do this. This might actually work. Hang on. If I put a splitter... Ooh, this might work. If this works, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to laugh hard. Alright, so if we tried to go here and then down... Nah, it's not going to work. It's too close. Might work here, though. Nope. Nope. Alright, well, I tried. Let the record state that I tried. I tried real hard, failed, that's life. So, what we're going to do instead is bring these out and around, like so, and bring them up, like this, and then bring them down, like this. And we still have plenty of conveyor belts thanks to my shenanigans just now. So that's 2 of the 3 resources plugged in, ready to go. I honestly wasn't expecting those to be sitting right there accessible, but it's just sheer coincidence. So now we just need the hydrogen, which is in this tower. So that's also perfectly placed, because what I can do... Oh my god, this soundtrack. What I can do is just bring them straight down this way. Let me make sure I didn't change anything here when I did that just now. Doesn't appear so. Yeah, I definitely am going to need to do additional frame components here. That is very apparent to me. There's no escaping that, I don't think. Okay, now in this case, I think it makes the most sense just to have the line. Let's have it like this. And then we're not going to split it because I don't see any indication that there's anything that needs to be split with. I mean, I could be wrong about that. Hang on, let me make this somewhat aesthetically sensible here. All right, so now we're going to delete you. Lift you up by 1, bring you in here, and then bring you down here. And here's our hydrogen. Now we don't have a lot left, and I literally, this is it. This is all I can do, even with building additional lines. Do I have the ability to do any more? I'm probably missing, like, copper, would be my guess. Yeah. I'm probably missing metal, all considered. Iron, so that I can make magnets. So, what we now have to do is head back to Alpha Andromedae 2 and get some additional conveyor belts. Let's not waste any time there. So this next technology that we are working on is one of the things that will actually increase, without increasing the actual Dyson Swarm solar sail count, this is one of the things that will increase the number of photons that are being produced on our Rami 2, because it's going to increase the efficiency of the ray receipt. I'm tempted to, because we had such a good deep dive on it in the comments, and I did some time reading on it, and it was more or less confirming what I thought, but I don't quite have a handle on what all the numbers are yet, and if I start talking about it in detail now, I will not even meet my own expectations of, like, of a thorough quality understanding of it. And I had at least one person in the comments tell me, I would really like it if you could explain this to me, so I would like to do a good job. So I'll hold off for now, but I appreciate the discussion that we had. It's quite validating. So, heading to Alpha Andromedae, I am also, when I'm here, going to double check the status of my frame components, or frame materials. Dyson Sphere components, frame materials. Dyson Sphere components, frame materials. Small carrier rockets. We're working on those. Let's not zoom past Alpha Andromeda here. We veered off course just slightly. Gacrux is actually a good distance away from Homeworld. Where is the gas giant? Oh, there it is. Yo, settle down, game. Where are we going? Alright, let's land here first. And I want to check out... Alright, so we're absolutely great on all these. Yeah, we're putting out plenty of these, all considered. So they're all going this way. And then they're coming this way. And they're not... Everything that uses them here, which is mainly just satellite substations, is sitting idle. You know? This is completely full. Well, let's make sure I have enough room here for all the things I'm going to be pulling into my inventory. One thing I can do while I'm here is quickly offload a lot of my excess stuff. While the bots bring me additional conveyor belts, I can walk around with my inventory open, even, and do things like this. Do I still have a box over here? Yes, I do. Let's go ahead and put this stuff away. And then the titanium, I can just use that way. Now let's see, what else? Nothing else there. Bit of steel there. Bit of basic components there. I have some graphene here. That should be useful for you, right? Oh no, not for you. But some of these circuit boards that I have on hand are useful for you, so take them. Okay, so they're bringing me additional iron, which is appreciated, but it's also continuously going into my inventory, which is not appreciated. Okay, so that is a lot of the conveyor belts that I need, but not all of them. They're still bringing me more. So in the meantime, looks like I have some high purity silicon I can get rid of. I also have a good amount of various liquids. What are we doing on... Ooh, we are almost empty on oil, so that operation is about to grind to a halt, which is frankly not surprising. It looks like we might also be backing... Oh, we are. We're backing up on energetic graphite again. That's really surprising. Fascinating. So we're producing enough of that we're actually backed up on that resource. All right. Let's get my storages built a little higher, if I can. Looks like I can. And what was this for down here? Just graphene? This is already built as high as it can be. However, this is where I can dump some of the resources that I mentioned. Now, I don't think I have anywhere that I can put you. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I can look at where this is going, and I can feed it to those buildings, but that's about it. Yeah, so a lot of what's going on here on Homeworld is completely backed up. Not a bad thing necessarily, but especially once oil is no longer being effectively refined here, it can be a problem. So let me take a look around and see if I can find, while I'm here, I want to find some additional oil extractors that I haven't fully tapped into yet, because I don't think I've visited every crude oil seep on this planet yet. I don't know that I've exhaustively gone through all of them. I think most of the really good ones I have found. But we have two here that have never been tapped. So I can go ahead and plug those in, and having those present in the system will at least be something of a win. Alright, so why don't I... Oh, perfect. This will actually power both of them. One satellite substation. Done. And we will connect them with one splitter, like so. Of course, I have plenty of oil being refined on another world. That's Leonis Minoris. So once this planet is completely dry, I'll just offload a lot of the production and change that into imports for this world. I don't know that we'll actually send oil through, but we could. We could import oil here to keep this planet's production going strong, but there's a part of me that wants to just completely shut it down so that hydrogen is not, you know, such a huge issue here. Because we have such a huge excess of some of the goods that are being produced here now that there's an argument to be made for just stopping. I am going to be my stubborn self. There's a great argument for not needing a splitter here, but I want this one to continue contributing to the line as much as possible. So we're going to let the splitter do its work there. All right, so now we have more oil coming back in. It's not going to be a lot, but it might stop the system from completely emptying out. All right, now let me take another look. I got slightly sidetracked when I noticed that things were starting to empty out there. Yeah, so we have a... Yeah, this is completely empty on fuel, too. I'll leave those there, because I remember building them and feeling like they were actually helpful when I built them. And that I had already deleted them once before. So I'll just let them stand for now. They're not hurting anything sitting idle. Some things do. Specifically, they do more harm than good when they sit idle, but power plants, not so much. Very few things, though, in Dyson Sphere Program, I have to say. It's one of the things I like about the game. All right, so it seems like all of these are going to export, and as soon as they're available for export, they're offloaded. Seems like that's what's happening, which is not a bad thing. Yeah, titanium glass looks like it's in solid shape here. And we are almost done. I do have some, there we go. I have some proliferator paint that I could put down. But most everything else, I'm good to go on. Oh, wait, hang on. This is obvious. I can empty out some of those organic crystals that I'm carrying right here. Now, what's the situation here with the water? Because it seems like water might actually be not able to keep up. Yeah, we need to do... Okay, we need to do a lot more here. Glad I caught this, because this is going to slow us down on titanium glass. And to an extent, probably has already slowed us down a bit. So let's grab some of the basic goods that we need for these. Also looks like I need some electric motors. So let's step over to where those are being produced and just grab them. Oh. We have a storage box there. That's handy. So with the storage box, I'm just going to make copious amounts of water pumps. I'm not going to build all of them. But let's have some on my inventory. I should have, like, honestly, I'm kicking myself a little bit because I should have noticed this the moment that I started working on this previously. It makes perfect sense that there's not enough water on this line. Okay, so... All right. Alright, so that allows that to connect, and I'm going to need one more splitter here. This should work, in theory. Maybe. Let's try it. I didn't mean to delete that second one. Maybe. Okay, I might need to move you over one if I can manage it, but I think it'll work. It was here. Needs to be actually here. Yep. And it's fine. Excuse you. There we go. Connect. Alright, so we've increased the amount of water going that way, and hopefully it looks like... Oh, okay, yeah, because it was being split. That makes a lot of sense. It's being split between a couple of different demand sources. The original buildings that needed it over here, and then the new ones. And it just couldn't quite keep up. And it looks like maybe it might still be struggling slightly, so let's monitor it for just a moment and make sure their production is back up to snuff. Looks pretty solid. It's stacking at the end. All of them are producing. I think it's good. It looks like it's emptying out a bit, which is worrisome. So part of me wants to just build, like, one more set of pumps just to have it be completely okay, you know? So that's what I'll do. Alright, we'll have a few more there. Looks like they need a little bit of power, which is expected. Put a tower down. Same situation as before. I'm going to delete this. We'll have a splitter relatively close by that is designed to take the input from this one. There we go. Oh, rough. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Basically, they're too close to the existing line on the ground there, which I could move, actually. I could totally move that line. I don't know why that line is set there. Oh, I see why. Okay. Oh, did you take my excess? Oh, that's rude. The supply bots actually stole the things that I was just keeping in my inventory because they were beyond what I've told the game I want to keep in my inventory. Which, you know, fair enough. I should have left those in place now because there's room. There's definitely room. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. There shouldn't be room for that, but it works. The game allows it. Alright, so now we have plenty of water coming in, and we should see an even more reliable supply. Yeah, now it's starting to back up a little bit more than we were seeing before. It's still being consumed, like, relatively quickly. But it is stacking up more there. Alright, that's good. So now we're going to have a solid supply of that on the way, at least until we start consuming it. Alright, so plane filters, what are you low on? You're low on Casimir crystals. Why are you low on Casimir crystals? Because you're out of graphene. Why are we out of graphene? Did I... Okay, I want to double check this, because I feel like this might be something that I messed up when I was working over on the other side of the base. Alright. No, it's not, actually. We just don't have graphene at this particular supply station. And that's a problem, because that's supplying a lot of basic things that are being used here and elsewhere. So, hang on, you have no goods. I can delete you safely. Graphene, what's the deal? Nothing here. Nothing here. Yeah, we don't have any graphene here. Graphene is set for mass production here. And it's because we're full on hydrogen. That graphene is not actually being produced anymore. So what we really need, ironically, we're going to start consuming some hydrogen on Gakrux 1 as soon as we get this supply chain going. So part of me is tempted just to go get that underway. But I could at least get things moving again here. Yeah, see, this is definitely taking some of the hydrogen away. It's just, there's so much hydrogen sitting here. Let's follow these lines, because this is where the... Alright, Alright, so it's stopped up in this direction. This is where the flow really starts to become backed up. Alright, so we are definitely sending some through deuterium refinement again. And then it comes over here. And then it gets sent over here. And used by a bunch of these sources. It gets split here. And then it gets poured... Okay, I forgot that I have it feeding in both sides here. So where's this feed coming from then? Is this just the excess from the... What even is that? Why do I have that there? I might have just done that so that I wasn't sending all of it down that way too ridiculously. I do have that set as priority, which I suppose I could turn that filter off and it would split things a little bit more evenly. I don't think that that would ultimately change anything because this hydrogen line is going in the same direction as the other hydrogen. I really don't think that would change that much in the grand scheme. It might just be pure aesthetics. But one thing that seems to be happening here... Hang on. I want to really study how backed up this is and where. Yeah, so this hydrogen is not moving at all. And it's because this storage is full. So we had some going this direction. And then we have some going through the pilers here. Do I have any importing anywhere? Because I do, don't I? Yeah, so we have hydrogen importing here. And it's like, maybe that's what I don't... Maybe that's what I don't need, you know? Maybe I need to go ahead and make this remote supply. Because I have so much hydrogen here on Homeworld that if hydrogen continues to flow from this particular... I mean, right now it's flowing. But if hydrogen continues to flow from here, then eventually... Yeah, I'm going to see what happens if I have that set to remote supply. If I'm not importing hydrogen on Homeworld at all right now. Maybe if I shut down this entire chain in the future, then that's something that I can consider. I can think about maybe I need to start importing hydrogen again. But I've got so much at the moment in towers and so much that is not being produced that is actually stopping other things from being produced that it seems like it might be ultimately kind of counterintuitive. Yeah, see, this is all backed up. So what we need is for things to empty out a little bit. At this moment in time. And there could be another solution that becomes a little bit more obvious maybe once we've researched some additional efficiency technologies, but for now it just seems like having that extra hydrogen coming in is clogging the system up, literally. It's a fun problem to solve. But also, I need this stuff to be moving. So, with that being done, a little bit more maintenance this episode than planned, but what we can now do, I've got all of the conveyor belts that I need. They're right there. I've got all of the sorters that I need. They're right there. I've got everything that I need. Literally everything. So what I can do in the next episode is head back to Gacrux 1 immediately and set up the production of Casimir crystals, which can then set up the production of plane filters, which can then set up the production of quantum chips, which then mean I will be able to build small carrier rockets. But one thing I can also do at the beginning of the episode is make sure that while I'm here on Alpha Andromedae 2, one more thing to run for this particular errand. I want to make sure that I have an adequate source for graviton lenses, which I think I might visit Alrami for that, because I have plenty of graviton lenses over there, but I just need to think about how am I going to get the graviton lenses that I need to mass produce rockets and their launchers. Rockets are not needed or lenses are not needed for rockets, but they're needed for the launchers. So I need to at least have enough to build the launchers manually, but there's a part of me that wants to automate it, so we might need to think about where we're going to get those, either here or from Alrami. But then we head back to Gakrux, and we just start building rockets, and we start launching them. And then to a certain degree, it's a waiting game, because the Dyson Sphere gets built over time, and there'll be a little bit of design to it, and there's fun in that respect. I have one idea about how I want to set up this particular sphere, but one of the things we'll be able to do, we can do this now, but especially once the frame starts being built, is we can also start bringing in photons from Gakrux. And I think that's actually going to be a lot more productive in the end than the photons we have from Alrami. Yes, Alrami has this fantastic tidally locked system, but it's not nearly as powerful of a star. So if we go to the galaxy map, as just a concluding note here, if we look at Alrami, this is 1.019 lumens. Gakrux is 2.445 lumens. So we're dealing with just a ridiculously brighter star, and it's going to put a lot more energy potential into the system. And even if we don't have a huge array of ray receivers set up, we'll be able to do a lot more from this star than we were ever able to do from Alrami. Alrami still serves a vital purpose, but once this thing really gets going, you'll be amazed how much power it's going to output. I can't remember the last time I built a fully functional sphere around a star quite this powerful. I specifically sought out the most powerful star in this cluster for this series, and I'm glad I did, because it's going to be a lot, and it's going to be fun to watch as soon as this sphere gets going. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and additional perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon, US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.